Play. Assault. More assault. And small arms. Take it to the streets.
Do you know who I am? Think about it.
It's game time.
Prepare to be reviewed.
Adam Sessler. Morgan Webb.
Prepare to be reviewed.
Prepare to be reviewed. This is X-Play.
Hello and welcome to X-Play.
The server is currently full. You are number 154 in the queue. Estimated wait time is 8 minutes.
Well, I guess we can review some games while they wait.
Yeah, okay. Games like Small Arms, a platforming slash shoot 'em up hybrid on the Xbox Live, and Gunpei, a puzzle game for the Nintendo DS, because that's exactly what the DS catalog was missing, puzzle games. Later in the show, we review SOCOM US Navy SEALs, combined assault. We're not precisely sure what kinds of assault they're combining, but we're hoping for military and sexual.
We begin with a game called Assault Heroes. There sure are a lot of games with assault in the title today.
Game developers, you should try to be more creative. Try to integrate more common-line intentional torts into your games.
If we enjoy games about assault, don't you think we might also like a nice game about false imprisonment or trespass to chattels?
Actually, that does kind of sound boring, and it would involve less blood than assault.
So maybe they're right. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
whatever.
Here's Assault Heroes.
They arrive by plane with one mission in mind. Destroy, destroy, destroy.
They also fight giant spiders. They're the Assault Heroes, and they've come to save Xbox Live. And perhaps along the way, they'll find true love. Well, not really. Assault Heroes is pretty much what you see here. A fast-paced 2D shooter-ama. It's not breaking any new ground in gameplay. It borrows a lot from previous games in the shoot-'em-up genre. And it's not the most difficult game you'll ever come across. But darn it all if it doesn't work. We like the frenetic ATV driving. This must be how Nicole Richie feels driving the LA freeways. Oh, Nicole Richie. How is it to make lame jokes at your expense? Don't ever leave us. If you're one of those hoity-toity gamers out there, yes, there's a storyline involved. It's described here. Blah, 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 soldiers, enemies, kill. Look at these little guys run at us. Isn't that cute? Die, die, you faceless bastards. Die, die, lowly scum. Have a sweet taste of my hellfire.
Burn for all eternity.
Excuse me, I don't know what got over me. Let me just calm down for a second. Relax, relax. Do a figure eight. Relax. Find your center, find your center. Do your chakras. All right, that's enough. Is that sexual in any way? When you get tired of driving around, there is an opportunity to get out of your car and stretch your legs a little bit. Looks familiar, sure, but still fun. Did we mention the spiders? Look at them all. There are more spiders here than in Philip Seymour Hoffman's bachelor pad. At least that's what I've heard. Assault Heroes isn't a hard game at all. It's real simple to pick up and play. If you're looking for something challenging, you won't find it here. But it's a cheap purchase, and with games costing thousands of dollars these days, isn't that the most important thing? If most games for Xbox Live were this good, well, I guess more games for Xbox Live would be good. But that doesn't take away from Assault Heroes. We give Assault Heroes a 4 out of 5. Thank you, Assault Heroes. I thank you. Xbox Live thanks you. The world thanks you.
My heroes have always been cowboys and civil rights activists. And that guy who stands behind the deli counter at the supermarket. He risks losing a thumb every day just to make sure people have access to really thin luncheon meats.
My hero is American broadcaster Art Bell, who is not scared to push through the swill the mainstream media is trying to feed you and gives America real, hard-hitting news reporting about space cults, Illuminati conspiracies, and the prevalence of vampirism among librarians.
With the popular media keeping us confused about who's putting the mind-controlling chemicals in our drinking water, we need to be on constant alert.
Falling asleep is like inviting the UN to come implant microchips in your skull and make you a pliant servant of the One World Order.
And you should always be armed, like in our next game, Small Arms.
You know Tails, and Fox, and Conker, and King, Kazooie, and Blinks, and Cooper, and Amy. But do you recall the least known furry of all? Probably not. Small Arms comes to us from the good people at Xbox Live and delivers all the kinetic chaos of a party game with a bag of fluff. Up to 4 players duke it out mano a gato a nino as you traverse moving trains and plummet down waterfalls. I won't lie to you, it looks like Super Smash Brothers, but imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And quick cash. For copyright reasons, the similarities stop when it comes to your modus operandi, weaponry. These fluffy nobodies wield an assorted hardware, from the flame-throwing rooster to a sharp-shooting swine. But after you've knocked back a few Molotov cocktails, you'll find that ammo runs out fast. Part of the problem with Small Arms is that no one knows just who these characters are. Maybe we here at X-Play can help remedy this. This is Mousy McNuts.
Happy morning! My name is Mousy McNuts.
I just said that.
And I have
Hepatitis B.
What?
Yes, I'm the face of hepatitis B, a bacterial infection whose symptoms include liver inflammation, jaundice, vomiting, and in some cases death. As part of a group covering 3 to 6% of the world's population.
Enough. I guess some furries are better left unknown. Small Arms makes for a good download. While the game gives you all the fast-paced action you come to expect from a fighting game, you'll find the fighting system shallower than an Alabama gene pool. That's why we give Small Arms a 3.
Free? I'll never be free from hepatitis B, but with treatment, I can learn to live with it, ride through mountain trails, compose music, not live in fear.
3! 3! I said that Small Arms gets a 3 out of 5. Small-armedness is one of those things people don't get made fun of for nearly enough.
Oh yeah, there needs to be far more niche body part-based bullying going on in school instead of people mocking others for perfectly normal human traits like being freakishly pale and weak and extremely flammable.
He's really flammable.
Up next, Gunpei on X-Play.
Male enhancement. Ninja Warrior. Weeknights at 6:30 and 10:30. Only on G4.
Yet, in spite of all my pains, the interesting fact remains, he was an Adam Sessler.
Welcome back to X-Play. Gunpei Yokoi is one of the fathers of video gaming. A toy developer for Nintendo in the 60s, he moved along to head the research group which developed Metroid, Kid Icarus, and brought most of Miyamoto's earlier games to fruition. Later, he helped create the Game Boy, breathing life into the world of handheld gaming. And that's what makes him an Apollo legend. And the namesake of our next game. Here's Gunpei. If you were going to name a puzzle game after someone, who would you pick? John Lennon? Simon Cowell? Apple Paltrow Martin? I personally would love to see a puzzle game based on the sexual exploits of Anne Rice. But Q Entertainment chose a more august namesake. Gunpei Yokoi. Gunpei Yokoi. If you've never heard of him, he is the venerated creator of the original Game Boy and, well, the Virtual Boy. And so, Gunpei is the title of the newest puzzle game to strike the DS. Fragments of lines invade your screen. The point is to rearrange the blocks with the stylus until they form a continuous line from one side of the screen to the other. The rules are deceptively simple, but as the games get faster and faster, the path to victory is more crooked than a room full of Teamsters. There is a story for Gunpei, but I don't know what the hell it is. You seem to be a cowboy in a spaceship flying to other planets to rid them of rogue Gunpei players. You'll duel against a mechanized toucan or this bulldog rapper. My favorite is the carnival pig. I love swine wearing a thong and nipple rings. Gunpei is so addictive you'll be hooked before you can say Betty Ford DS rehab program. Somewhere in that big Virtual Boy game in the sky, Gunpei Yokoi is smiling. Not only is Gunpei one of the best times you'll have with a puzzle game this year, like Zookeeper, one cartridge will fuel games on 2 DSs, so that restraining order is the only excuse you have for playing alone. Sure, you can find Gunpei on the PSP, but the touchscreen interaction connects you to the frantic scramble to connect the dots more than a Sony product ever could. A multitude of modes will keep you Gunpeiing long after lesser puzzle games have run their course. And there's something erotic about the feline cowgirl playing with herself. The name Gunpei is synonymous with fun, and the Virtual Boy. but mostly fun. Gunpei on the DS lines up 4 Gunpeis out of Gunpei.
Gunpei Yokoi came up with a philosophy he called lateral thinking of withered technology.
It basically meant taking technology that's not cutting edge anymore and revitalizing it through innovative use.
Like stabbing someone with a penknife.
Or the Nintendo Wii, not ramping up the hardware as much as figuring out more ways to make it fun.
So, in many ways, we have Gunpei to thank for the whimsy fest that is the current state of video gaming. Thanks, Gunpei. You truly are an Apollo legend.
In a moment, Platypus on X-Play.
Log on to GovernmentMoneyClub.com and find out now!
Let the merry cymbals sound. It's Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to X-Play. Now, monotremes are the creepiest of mammals. Now, I can't fully explain why because I'm a lady, but suffice it to say, they're the only mammals who lay eggs, and the method by which they do it, gross. Now, I mention this because our next game was developed by a game maker in the South Pacific, the home of the world's remaining monotremes, and it's named after one of them. Here's Platypus. What the hell is this? Is this 1985? No. This game smells like late 83, winter. This little slice of heaven is called Platypus. Why is it called Platypus? What's the difference? It's just one of the mysteries of Platypus. Who are we? Who are we fighting? Why is this game claymation? Well, this game isn't good. It's a simple side-scroller. It's got 30 levels, and it's all made out of clay. Yes, everything. The planes, the trains, the castles, everything. There's clay everywhere. But just because something's made out of clay doesn't make it fun, unless it's a dreidel. Now that's fun, if you're Jewish. But this game isn't fun for any organized religion. Fly around, shooting whatever's in front of you, complete level, move on. That's it. But sometimes there's nothing to shoot, so you just kind of wait around, bored, mind drifting to other, better claymation games.
Antipesto, humane pest control.
Let's find something good about the game. There are power-ups here which up the ante of fun in Platypus about, I don't know, a few millimeters or so. Sadly, there's a limited time with each power-up. Once you get to know each other, the power-up just up and leaves. Never calls, never sends flowers. Typical power-up. And no, I still don't care why the game is called Platypus. If anybody actually out there cares, please let us know. Actually, don't. As soon as this segment is over, I doubt we'll ever discuss Platypus again. But you never know. If you like games that vaguely resemble clay and you're not a golem, maybe you'll like Platypus. But we doubt it. A 2 out of 5.
Being made of clay doesn't do anything to change the fact that the game is repetitive.
If they really want quality clay action, they should build a man out of clay and oil, then put a slip of paper with the name of God in his heart so he'll come to life.
That's how you make a golem.
Yeah.
People wonder why Kabbalah is so popular. That is why.
It gives you magically animated slaves made of clay.
Scientology just as stupid guys in jumpsuits. I want clay.
Moments away. U.S. Navy SEALs combined assault on X-Play.
Dude, it's 420. AOTS heads to Amsterdam. X-Play's trippiest. G4TV.com. Always fresh, always new, always plugged in.
The enemy of one, the enemy of all us. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back. Have we met? Our name's X-Play.
We love reviewing games about the Navy. It gives us the opportunity to make hilarious puns about the word seamen.
It lets us remember one of the most annoying parts of Shenmue.
And it allows us to remember one of the best jokes about Polish people and screen doors. So, here's our review of SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs Combined Assault. Well, the Madden of squad-based online shooters is back with the 4th installment in the series. SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs Combined Assault for the PS2. As expected, Combined Assault delivers the solid online gameplay that fans of the genre demand. But where the franchise has really improved is in its single-player campaign. Usually taking a backseat to online mode, the storyline this time around is intense and engaging. Your squad of SEALs must infiltrate the fictitious former Soviet bloc country of Tajikistan. Across 18 missions, you'll plod over snow-covered terrain, seek out the enemy, and annihilate him. God bless America. The SOCOM games use a formula that makes them all the same, but it's also that formula that makes them all good. You know exactly what you're getting from this franchise, and that's just what you get here. One reason for the success of this franchise is the fact that the SOCOM games feel more user-friendly than others in the genre. The controls remain intuitive and forgiving, and players are given more leeway both in deciding which missions to tackle first and in how they want to carry those missions out. It's all about freedom, and shooting commies. Oh yeah! A new addition to the main campaign that we really liked was cooperative mode. Up to 4 players can now team up on all of the game's missions. Online play is great, but you know, sometimes it's good to interact with actual people. Sometimes. We also like the new drivable vehicles, especially the pickup truck with the giant gun. I take that thing over a Prius any day. As we said before, the online action is still extremely solid and it has been expanded. With 32 player matches and 7 different game modes, you'll have plenty of reasons to stay holed up in your room, stopping only for bathroom breaks or when mom heats up some pizza rolls.
I don't think I could do that, Commander.
The audio work is excellent, with solid effects and ambient noise, high-quality voice acting,
Shield down!
Я бросаю оружие! Пощадите!
and SOCOM's characteristic zingers.
The paramilitaries have reopened this abandoned gulag to imprison the local population.
The graphics are starting to show their age a bit, and the AI is far from flawless, but the rest of the gameplay more than makes up for these faults. SOCOM US Navy SEALs Combined Assault gets a 4 out of 5.
International military conflict is all well and good, but if you want to see real violence, if you want to see lives destroyed and families pulled apart, well, I guess war really is the best way to see that. And if you do want to see that, what's wrong with you?
But an excellent source of domestic strife and aggression is the ancient art of street sports, which Electronic Arts assures me is full of trash-talking, physical violence, and product placements. Here's our review of NFL Street 3.
Surely a disappointment to all armchair quarterbacks. It has been more than a year since the last NFL Street title was released. So has EA Tiburon used the off-season to develop its long game? Or will this title show signs of rust? Lace up your cleats, it's time to see what NFL Street 3 is made of.
Do you know who I am? Do you? Think about it.
To start, Street has undergone some cosmetic changes, starting with cover boy Chad Johnson and tutorial coach Clinton Portis.
Show the D who's in charge. Stiff arm him out of the way by pressing the square button.
Awkward readings aside, fans will be happy to know that Street is still the standard for arcade-style smash-mouth football. All of the trademark moves are back. The flashy passes, the aerial maneuvers, the cocky showboating, and the bone-crunching, spleen-squishing hits. So, if you see me online and you think about trying to do something like this, think again. Can we see that again in slow-mo? There are a few different locations to get your game on. While they do afford opportunities to use obstacles or to gather the scattered collectibles, they really don't affect gameplay very much. So a pinball ground game will work no matter where you play. Just how I drew it up. The biggest noticeable flaw in Street is the use of the game breakers. In lieu of a cinematic, players now have complete control over the game breakers. Besides blasting everyone in a 10-yard radius, they also give players the ability to unleash 2 consecutively. Sure, it's fun, but it's also cheaper than a swap meet. And where did all of those cinematics go? Well, there's a great big stack of them waiting for you in the end zone.
Come on, man, toss me the rocks. Toss me the rock. Quick now. Here we go, baby. Boy. You're not gonna be able to see it. What'd I tell you?
Why anyone would ever play one-on-one football is beyond me. But there is that mode, as well as 500 and Crush the Carrier. and frankly, they're as easy to overlook as a middle child. NFL Street 3 lives up to its reputation by delivering a solid smash-mouth experience, but not much else. Despite the renovations, it's still a street we've been down before. Go long for a 3 out of 5.
He's not heavy. He's my X-Play replay.
Assault Heroes got a 4 out of 5 for being a fun, quick shooter with nice online play.
Small Arms got a 3 out of 5 for being a wannabe Smash Brothers without depth.
Gunpei got a 4 out of 5 for quality portable puzzle action, while Platypus got a 2 because claymation graphics are nice, but the game is boring.
SOCOM US Navy SEALs Combined Assault got a 4 out of 5 because it's a good mix of on and offline action, and it connects to the PSP version.
And NFL Street 3 got a 3 out of 5 because, we've seen it all before, and this one lacks the presence of Rapstar Exhibit, which really is a shame.
I was really pleased with that X-Play replay.
You were?
Yes.
Yes, well, the thing that people don't tell you is that X-Play replays take moments to learn, but a lifetime to master.
Like Cuber.
Exactly. If you would like to attempt your own X-Play replay, why not come on down to our website where you can download videos of all of our reviews.
Then you practice restating the scores in a succinct yet peppy fashion.
Oh, you think we're peppy?
Yes.
We're done with this episode of X-Play now.
I think we've failed about just as much as we can in 1/2 hour.
Today on X-Play.
Vocally.